Welcome to today's Explainer. We are unpacking a highly requested and, honestly, just an incredibly meaningful topic today, the Parent Green Card Handbook. We're going to demystify the entire journey of reuniting your family right here in the United States. You know, navigating U.S. immigration can sometimes feel like trying to solve a giant puzzle in the dark, but today we are turning on the lights. So are you ready to reunite your family permanently? The emotional stakes of the immigration process are just massive. We're talking about finally bringing your parents home to be with you, getting to see their grandchildren grow up, and building a life together without that constant, stressful, ticking clock of a temporary tourist visa. It's a highly bureaucratic process, for sure, but stick with me, because by the end of this explainer, we'll have a crystal clear map right through it.
Okay, let's take a quick look at our roadmap for today. We'll kick things off with the eligibility basics, then figure out exactly what documents you need to gather. After that, we'll walk through the 6-step process, break down the timelines and costs, and finally, weigh the benefits against the common pitfalls. It's highly structured, completely manageable, so let's dive right in.
Before we get into the weeds of the actual steps, we need to define our ultimate goal. What exactly are we trying to achieve here? Basically, we are seeking to make your parents lawful permanent residents, or LPRs. This means they are granted the legal right to live and work permanently in the United States. No more temporary visits, no more constant goodbyes at the airport. This is about securing a permanent foundation for your family.
All right, moving into Section 1, Eligibility Basics. Who can actually sponsor and who officially qualifies? Let's get past these strict gatekeeping rules first. Right off the bat, there is a hard, totally non-negotiable number here, and that number is 21. To sponsor your parents for a green card, you absolutely must be at least 21 years old. But actually, that's not the only hurdle. You also must be a U.S. citizen. Green card holders simply cannot sponsor their parents. You've got to have crossed that full citizenship finish line yourself first.
Now, who exactly counts as a parent under the law? Well, it obviously includes your biological mother and biological father, but it also beautifully includes adoptive parents, provided the adoption meets some very specific U.S. immigration requirements. Step-parents are totally eligible too, but with a really crucial caveat. The marriage that created that step relationship must have occurred before you turned 18 years old. Furthermore, being a sponsor isn't just about love and a family connection, it's about financial responsibility. You have to prove you can serve as a legitimate financial safety net for your parents. The U.S. government requires you to meet strict income requirements and legally bind yourself to this by signing an affidavit of support. Essentially, you're proving to the government that you can foot the bill so Uncle Sam doesn't have to.
Okay, Section 2, Gathering Documents. This is where we talk about arming yourself for the application. Getting this right early on is literally the secret to avoiding massive delays down the road. Think of the document burden as being basically split right down the middle. On your side as the sponsor, you need proof of U.S. citizenship, your birth certificate to prove the parent-child relationship, and that crucial affidavit of support we just talked about, Form I-864. Oh, and if you're sponsoring a step-parent, you'll need the marriage certificate too. On the flip side, your parents have their own homework. They need a valid passport, their own birth certificates, police certificates if required, passport-size photos, previous immigration records, and a medical exam report. Just keep this split mental checklist to stay perfectly organized.
I want to zoom in on the sponsor side for just a second. To successfully back up that affidavit of support, you need cold, hard evidence. The requirements explicitly list these financial documents: tax returns, W-2s, a letter of employment, and pay stubs. Gathering all this paperwork can definitely take some time. So honestly, it's best to start pulling this specific financial evidence together on day one. Which brings us to Section 3. The 6-step process, the actual journey from filing all the way to final approval. Let's walk through these 6 chronological milestones. Step 1, the U.S. citizen files Form I-130, the petition for alien relative for each parent. Step 2, USCIS, that's U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, actually reviews that application and your supporting docs. Step 3 is case processing, and we'll expand on that in just a second. Step 4 requires the parent to complete a medical exam with an approved physician. Step 5 is the big one, the interview. And finally, Step 6, the moment we're all working toward, approval. Now, let's look a bit closer at Step 3, because this is where the path actually forks depending on where your parents currently live. If they're outside the U.S., the case goes to the National Visa Center. They'll submit documents there, pay fees, and eventually schedule an immigrant visa interview at a U.S. embassy or consulate abroad.
But if your parent is already legally inside the U.S., they take a totally different route. They might file Form I-485 for an adjustment of status, which allows them to apply for the green card without ever having to leave the country.
And then we hit step 5, the interview. Whether they're at an embassy abroad or a USCIS office domestically, your parents must attend this interview. This is a highly, highly critical moment. They need to be fully prepared to answer specific questions regarding their identity and verify your family relationship in person to immigration officials. I cannot stress this enough. Preparation and complete honesty here are absolutely paramount.
All right, Section 4, Timelines and Costs. Let's talk about the waiting game and those lovely government fees.
Look, it is so important to set realistic expectations here. From month 0 when you file that I-130, you enter a processing period that is entirely dependent on external factors. Typical processing time ranges from 12 to 24 months. Now you might be wondering, why such a massive, wide range? Well, because it depends heavily on USCIS workloads, national visa center processing speeds, consulate scheduling availability, and of course the quirks of your individual case. Patience is absolutely going to be your best friend here.
Okay, what about the financial cost? You're going to see a few different fee categories pop up. You have your initial Form I-130 filing fee. Later down the line, you'll pay immigrant visa or I-45 adjustment fees, depending on which path was taken in Step 3. Then there are medical exam costs paid directly to the approved physician, and potentially a biometrics fee. Now here is a brilliant piece of advice directly from our source material. Government fees change constantly. Seriously, always check the latest USCIS fee schedule online before you submit anything at all.
Finally, Section 5, Benefits and Pitfalls. The ultimate reward and, well, how not to lose it.
Let's kick this off with the good news. When Step 6 hits and that approval finally comes through, the benefits are truly life-changing. Your parents get to live permanently in the United States. They can work legally without needing a separate work permit. They can freely travel in and out of the U.S., subject to standard residency rules. They can apply for a Social Security number. After meeting legal requirements, they even become eligible for U.S. citizenship themselves. Plus, they can potentially sponsor other eligible family members in the future. These are the exact reasons why all this tedious paperwork is completely, 100% worth the effort.
But we got to talk about the hurdles. The crucial point here is making sure you don't stumble right before the finish line. The most common reasons for delays or outright denials are usually entirely preventable. Missing or incorrect documents or incomplete forms are huge culprits. Failing to clearly prove the parent-child relationship or not meeting the financial sponsorship requirements will stop a case dead in its tracks. Other massive pitfalls include medical or security-related inadmissibility issues and simply failing to attend the interview. But hey, knowing these in advance means you know exactly what mistakes to proactively avoid.
Which leaves us with one final, absolutely vital question to think about. Are your documents in perfect order to bring your parents home without delay? Everything we've covered today points to one simple truth. Preparation is power. The rules are undeniably strict. The timeline is long, but the blueprint for success is entirely in your hands. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer. Now go get that paperwork organized.